Hey guys, Crystal Grace here. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So this one is all about what have people recently realized about you that they have traditionally not realized before. So we have three piles to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. So a quick disclaimer while you are connecting with one of the cards. If a message begins to trigger you in any way, please trust that the message is not for you. If you feel like it's not resonating, trust that the message is not for you. Always best to just click off and, I don't know, pick another pile or carry on with your day. Maybe this platform is not for you, and that's all good. So with that said, let's jump into it. Let's find out what people have recently realized about you. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose the Violet Flame card, number 44, 44 equates to the number 8. You know, 8 is all about ambition, action, power, strength, mastery. And when I look at the magic, like the cosmos here, like running through her hand, like I feel like a lot of you, you know, you could work with magic, you may want to work with magic, or maybe it's just the fact that what people have realized about you is that there is something quite magical about you. But I use these cards for an energy check-in as opposed to calling upon, you know, guidance as to what people, you know, in regard to the topic itself. So, you know, the aesthetics of this individual is quite perfect, you know, perfect eyebrows, the eyes are, you know, perfect shape, perfect lashes, perfect lips here. You know, nails are well looked after, skin looks very hydrated. So I kind of feel like a lot of you, hair looks long and lush. I feel like a lot of you take a lot of pride, in your appearance here. You know, you could be focusing on hydration at this time. Excuse me. Eyeshadow is also being seen here. So I kind of feel like some of you could be going for a more natural look when it comes to your makeup. You could be going for a more subtle look when it comes to investing time and energy into your appearance as well. Maybe going more natural as opposed to, you know, a full face if you do wear makeup. There is something like indigo child is also coming out here with the cosmos. Some of you could, you know, have gone down the path of starseed here and may really resonate with that energy. I don't know. She just kind of looks unimpressed. I'm even getting that Shania Twain, don't impress me much. Like, I kind of feel like a lot of you, if people aren't going to sort of contribute to the magic around you, then you're sort of like just not interested is what I'm picking up here. Okay. So let's find out what people have recently realized about you. So we'll take no reversals. And do 6 cards. So we have the Page of Cups as the overall energy. We have the Sun, King of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. You actually got 7 cards here. Page of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, 3 of Wands. So a quick shout out of astro placements. Obviously, pages are linked to the elements. So we have water element here, so Cancerian, Scorpios, Pisces. The Sun is Leo. King of Cups is linked with Aquarius and Pisces again. Five of Pentacles is Taurus. Mercury in Taurus. Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. Page of Pentacles is linked with the elements, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Four of Swords is Libra and Saturn in Libra specifically. And Three of Wands is linked with Sun in Aries. So, leading the energy of what people currently have realized about you, pile number one. They may have, I don't know. They may have kind of realized there's some kind of newfound appreciation of your friendship is sort of what I feel. And I feel like a lot of you are quite magical and you're probably very selective with your time and your energy. So I kind of feel like this message is coming from people who may have known you for a long time, may have not spent a lot of time with you. You have remained sort of friends, and maybe when they've recently sort of engaged in communication or spent time with you, there is this new sense or newfound appreciation for the relationship they have with you. I kind of feel like what people have recently realized about you is that you are a blessing to have in their life. I kind of feel like you're a very creative individual. You are a dreamer. You are quite sensitive. You are very innocent. You probably do a lot of work surrounding your inner child and bringing a lot of happiness to you. You're very playful energy. So it kind of gives me the feels that people have a newfound sense of appreciation for you because you sort of help them sort of maneuver or be more persistent in their own creative endeavors, or like their own sort of giving them ideas to be more focused of themselves, something along the lines of that with the Page of Cups. I don't know. I feel like what people have sort of realized about you, I feel, is that their happiness changes a great deal when they're around you or when they're in contact with you. When you're reaching out to people and communicating to them, I feel like what people have realized about you is you make them actually feel quite happy, especially when they're like dealing with I don't know, maybe trials and tribulations in their own life here. So the Sun card sort of reiterates this. It's the happiest card on the planet. So I feel like what people have realized about you is maybe, look, and something that the Page of Cups that I didn't talk about, which I normally would in like a client's reading, is that Page of Cups can be viewed as somebody who's sort of emotionally immature. So I kind of feel like with the Sun card here and that, it's like people what they've realized about you is maybe you're not emotionally immature. You're a person who just focuses on positivity and less freedom. So you might react and respond to things, serious conversations, serious life experiences in a very immature, naive way, because that is your coping mechanism, is what some people could have realized. I also feel what people have realized about you is your level of confidence is also changed, and this has occurred because you now view everything from a positive place. So you always have a tendency now to see things see the silver lining in situations as opposed to the negativity. I feel like the more people get to know of you, pile one, what they're sort of realizing is that you could be pessimist if you wanted to, or pessimistic if you wanted to, but you choose to You choose to focus on the positivity because being positive allows you more freedom in this life, is what people are probably realizing about you or learning from you, is probably the best way of putting it. You are probably a lot more open than what you used to be as well here. So people are realizing how more open and, how more open and vulnerable you are, and how you being open and vulnerable is allowing you to speak your truth more freely. And that once you have spoken your truth more freely, you have this new sense of positivity, positive outlook on life around you, is what people are sort of realizing about you. So then we move to the King of Cups. I'd just say, I don't know how these people must have known you from the past. They must have had something to do with maybe an old version of you. But I feel like with the King of Cups, what people have realized about you is that you are a lot more emotionally balanced now than you have ever been before. You're a person who can provide quite sound advice. You're a good counselor. You're a good listener now. You actually are quite wise for your age. So again, when we compare that with that Page of Cups energy, maybe people thought you were rather immature and a bit self-absorbed, whereas now people, what they're realizing about you is there has been this growth, I guess, in regards to your emotional well-being and your emotional, maturity is probably the best way to put it. I feel like a lot of people, what they've realized about you is how loyal you are. And I kind of feel like what people have realized about you recently is that maybe they've taken you for granted. Maybe they didn't actually see you for what you were because you were maybe healing. Excuse me, can't see. So then we have the Five of Pentacles, which sort of opens up the conversation or the segue to the energy. So I kind of feel like with the Five of Pentacles, what people have recently realized about you is how many experiences you have endured where people have mistreated you. So maybe because you are speaking more from the truth, maybe you are sharing stories of your trials and tribulations, what people are realizing about you is you're a person who has endured a lot of, low vibrational experiences. The Five of Pentacles is all about being mistreated by others, having financial difficulties, people ghosting you, mistreating you, you always being at the, you're always being sort of a target in life. So whether it be at work, in the family, I think what people are realizing about you is that you are the way you are because you've may have got the short end of the stick in this life, which is why you've chosen to walk away from a lot of maybe friendships, relationships, and maybe even family members as well here with the Eight of Cups. So I just feel like for this group, you've had a lot of people sort of do a lot of reflecting on maybe their misjudgments of you. You may have had a lot of people around you misjudge you. And I feel like what they're realizing about you at the moment is you've always behaved and acted in the way that you have because of your life experiences, yet you're still this very honest, loving, caring individual on the inside. So they could be sort of chewing their own words at this time is what I feel. I don't think I really have anything else to say about Five of Pentacles. But I don't know, maybe what they've realized about you, I guess, is that you have gone through hardship. You have gone through a state of poverty before. And I don't think they ever thought this of you. I think these people around you had a false representation of who you are. So maybe you have put yourself in a very good I don't know, financial situation. So people just always thought you were this privileged person, but in fact, you have come from a Five of Pentacles, you know, upbringing, or or have been faced with a lot of financial difficulties. Sorry, this cat, so cute. But yeah, the Eight of Cups talks about abandonment, but so does the Five of Pentacles. So what people have sort of recently realized about you is how many people have abandoned you. Maybe they're also reflecting on how they abandoned you without actually getting to know you properly. And now they're seeing you for who you are and learning about where you've come from. They're sort of having this self-reflection of the fact that they abandoned you for like a false representation of who they thought you were. You know, they created space, or they've ghosted you, they've left you behind without actually searching for the truth about who you are and why you behave the way you behave. So I feel like you may have a lot of people sitting in a deep contemplation right now in regards to I don't know, maybe letting go of the relationship with you. Maybe they're looking within at this time and trying to understand why they didn't give you the time and day to maybe explain who you are, what you bring to the table, why you behave the way you do. Maybe some of you have reacted and responded in certain situations in a low vibration, and instead of them trying to understand why you reacted like that, they just sort of took that as face value, as that's who you are. So Page of Pentacles is all about, you know, opportunity, employment. It's also about somebody being very ambitious. And when I kind of come back to that number 8, what people are really realizing, something to do with your level of ambition. So people may have thought you were really like maybe stuck up and just everything came really easy to you. But what they've realized about you is that it's your level of ambition. It's maybe towards level of ambition, towards education, upskilling yourself, becoming an expert in your field is what's brought you a lot of success, as opposed to just thinking that you were handed success. So I think a lot of people, what they're realizing about you is that you've always worked for what you have obtained. No one has ever given it to you. And I think a lot of people around you thought people just give it to you. It wasn't your dedication, your commitment to self that has allowed you to obtain everything you have at this time. Now, the Four of Swords would indicate that people have certainly realized that you are... you're very focused on rejuvenation and a peaceful environment, I would say. I think what people have realized is you're not this like go-getter for social scenes anymore. You're a person who's choosing a peaceful life as opposed to the fast life, is what I feel some people have realized. Like, you might still be keen to go and socialize, but I think what people have realized, and kind of coming back to that Eight of Cups energy as well, is that I feel like what people have realized is that you're not afraid to walk away from people anymore that do not serve your peaceful like goal or peaceful environment. I think what people have realized is if they don't come correct to you anymore, that you are happy to walk away, like you are happy to keep moving forward and closing that door on those people who no longer serve you. And then to finish your reading with the Three of Wands, like it's a card that talks about growth, right? And it talks about somebody always looking ahead and taking on a more leadership role within their own life, sort of maybe grabbing life by the horns and moving it forward. So I kind of feel like what people have realized about you is that you're so fixated on your future and your growth that you're like, if people are only going to hold you back, or life experiences are only going to hold you back from that, that you are willing to sort of close the door and move on from those people, those experiences. I kind of feel I kind of feel like with the Three of Wands that some of you could be looking for new love, right? Or at least this is what people are sort of realizing about you. But you're being very selective in regards to who, like who you are settling down with. I kind of feel there seems to be some kind of blockage here. So I don't know if you have some suitors around you at this time, pile one, who can't understand why you're not pursuing them. So I feel like what they're realizing about you is that you're not willing just to settle for anyone for the sake of settling with the Three of Wands. You are very patient. You're sitting in a very patient energy. And unless somebody shares the same experiences and comes to the table with the same value and the same sort of, I don't know, it could be financial status as well. Like you're kind of not really interested is sort of what I'm picking up. But that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments and I'll see you later. Bye. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we have this card. This card equates to 23 to the number 7. So I kind of feel like initiation by water here. Some of you may need to do a bit of cleansing, or you may utilize water to do cleansing. I feel like spirituality could be a really big focus for some of you who have picked this pile. There could be a lot of spiritual reflection going on. Maybe some of you are sort of like tapping into memories where your intuition was telling you one thing but your ego was telling you another. So you're sort of doing some reflection on the fact that had you listened to your intuition, maybe things wouldn't have unfolded the way that they did. I definitely feel like your wisdom is leveling up. You could be drawing upon your wisdom as a resource to help you navigate through this life at this time. There is this energy or element to this individual. There is a bit of sadness here. So I kind of feel like something could be going on at this time where tears are at the forefront of your day. And if that's not the case, then I feel like it could be autumn. For some of you, it could be entering autumn, moving into winter. So yeah, like here in Australia, we're in winter. It's gross. We will be moving into spring. So maybe that's for the audience on the other side of the planet. Some of you could be swimming a lot at this time, or, you know, maybe learning about how to cleanse your energy with water. If you are not aware of that, maybe it's something that you could look into because you might find a lot of benefit from that. Yeah, there is a bit of a serious energy here, and there's also wolf energy as well. Some of you, your spirit animal could be wolf. There is something about the eyes of this individual where I am picking up strong wolf energy. But yeah, something may happen in autumn for you. So we're going to go ahead and find out what people have recently realized about you. For pile number 2, we're not taking reversals. I did want 6 cards, but pile 1 got 7, so we'll just keep it equal. I'm hearing Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time song in my mind. So your overall energy is justice. I kind of feel for a lot of you, people who have done you wrong, pile 2, they're justice. Their karma is currently being served at this time. And I feel like what people are realizing about you is how karmic you are. You know, the justice card here, there's a lot of like gold and stuff. So I feel like a lot of you have reached some sort of level of success, some kind of fame here. I feel like you are, You know, we even have judgment here. I don't know. I kind of feel like what people have recently realized about you is that they are currently serving their, receiving their karma, for the things that they've done to you, is what I feel. And I feel like for a lot of you, the more I look at this, is that you guys have been mistreated by a lot of people, not just friends, not just family, like every sort of environment you have participated in. Someone has always been in that environment trying to rain on your parade. And what I feel like a lot of people are realizing is that they are currently serving their justice for the things that they've done. Why do you do this? We could have cuddled all morning. We had all morning to cuddle. So yeah, but before we move on, let's just call out some sign placements. I know you guys like that. Yeah, so obviously justice is strong, Libra energy. Judgment is obviously Scorpio. Two of Swords is linked with Libra energy, Moon in Libra specifically. Nine of Cups is linked with Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces. Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn. Six of Pentacles is Taurus, Mars in Taurus. Ace of Cups is linked with the water element, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And obviously the Lovers card, we have strong Gemini. So I can't help to think what people have, the people who are sort of coming up in this reading pile too are ex-lovers here. And I see the breadcrumbing card here as well. So what I kind of feel is like this could be a message for you to really trust the fact that it was never you. You never did anything in previous lives or in this lives to be put in the situation that you have always. The vibe I'm getting, like a really strong message here. See these cards as more the message as opposed to looking at them individually. I never know how I'm going to connect with a message until like I connect with it. So the message I hear, what people have sort of realized about you, pile number 2, is that it was never you. It was never you as to why they behaved the way that they did. It was never anything you did. And these people are now receiving karma for the injustices that they imposed on you. And I want you guys to also understand and really truly believe that it was never you. It wasn't your personality. It had nothing to do with karma on your behalf. These people put you in a state of confusion and indecisiveness in regards to what they could offer you. So having the Nine of Cups wedged between the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, I feel like for a lot of you who have picked this pile, you know, what people have realized about you is that you were a wish fulfillment for them, and because you offered so much and they had their own deep-seated issues, they created a lot of confusion within them. It led them down the path to juggling you and other lovers. It led them down a path of breadcrumbing you, creating petty arguments with you for no reason at all. So I kind of feel like this message is being infiltrated, or like we're being sidetracked here, because I feel like a lot of you are in some sort of introspection at the moment as to why maybe you can't find love, or why like you keep attracting the same kind of suitor, and it's not you, it's them. And I feel like that's what you need to understand. And what people are realizing about you is it was like they've mistreated you. They created confusion in your life. So one minute they'd be telling you they just want you and they're fully into you, and next minute they're too busy. They're creating an imbalance in your connection. They're starting petty arguments with you. They're starting to breadcrumb you, ghost you, and looking for love elsewhere with other people. And I feel like with the Justice card, what people are realizing about you is that you never deserved that treatment, and that is why they are receiving their karma now. So I feel like the main message for this pile is that what people are realizing about you is that you are very karmic, in the sense that whatever people have done to you, they are now receiving from others. You are sort of a spiritual lesson here, and I feel like a lot of you are sort of leveling up in the spirit world, your spirituality, or in the spirit world itself, and it's because of these life lessons. I definitely feel like the Two of Swords, if we were to look at it, the reading as it is, and not allow it to be hijacked, I would say what people are realizing about you is that you are very indecisive about suitors at this time. It could be a matter of your past, but I feel like what people are realizing about you is if people create any form of confusion within you in regards to their feelings, that you sort of move on quite quickly. I feel like what people are really realizing about you from your past is that you were the ultimate goal. Like, you have a lot to offer. They haven't not yet met another person like you that could fill all of their cups. Two of Pentacles can talk about a balance within thyself. So these people, what they could have realized about you is you're one of the most well-balanced, lovers that they've ever been involved with, and that they did take you for granted. They brought out an ugly side of you. It was not a side that was innate. I feel with the Judgment, what people are realizing about you from the past is that their immaturity actually created another side of you that made you be like, you're not a person, you're not a person who participates in petty arguments. So what I feel these people are realizing is that you stoop to their level in order to protect yourself, okay? And I think maybe some of you didn't realize, or you're not aware, that some people can bring out a side of us that is not actually there, and that's through poking the bear and pushing the button. So what people are realizing about you, and they're only realizing this because justice is being served on your behalf, is that you're not a petty person. You're not a person who bickers. You're not a person who's looking for arguments and fights. It was actually, in fact, them who was the immature person looking to fight with you just for the sake of fighting. And it kind of comes back down to this energy here. So if that's energy check-in didn't resonate, I highly doubt any of this message will resonate. But what I kind of feel what people are realizing about you, pile 2, is that they were the cause to your heartbreak. They were the cause to your sorrow. They were the cause to bringing tears to your eyes. They were the cause to making you turn into an ugly, show an ugly side to you that actually never existed until you cross paths with them. The Six of Pentacles can talk about, gift giving, somebody also being very generous and all about charity. So what people are realizing is that they breadcrumb the wrong person. They've breadcrumbed somebody who is highly spiritually protected, because I feel once these people are aware of their actions and they still continue down the path to do the wrong thing, the karma only levels up. The karma is only going to get stronger. And I feel like these people are sort of realizing that with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers here. What these people are realizing is that they're never going to be offered a cup of love the way they could have received from you. Soulmate energy here with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So their karma, in a romantic sense, there are a lot of exes here, I feel, who are, what they've realized is that they've missed the window of being with a soulmate. A little too late, obviously, but that's sort of the message I have here for you, pile 2. It's very different to pile 1, but hopefully that eases some of your worries, in the sense what goes around comes around. Not that karma is a high vibrational act, but at the same time, it's good to know that people aren't just walking around not paying their dues for their behavior here. So sending much love and light to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So I took a quick break between pile 2 and pile 3, super quick, to the point I just made a coffee. So, and it's funny, we do have card number 2 here. So some of you could really resonate with pile number 2, and pile number 2 naturally, when I think about what came out in that reading, very different to pile 1, is that being in that energy, you would want to take a break. And I kind of feel like we have love and wisdom here. Card number 2. 2 is all about balance, duality, you know, partnership, communication, good communication, which leads to marriage, harmony, right? So I feel like a lot of you are taking a break, okay? Taking a break from love. I feel like you've had it up to here. I'm not doing it. Maybe it's not about you putting out this magnet and attracting bad relationships. It was just more about you, and I hopefully pile 2 will understand this, is that they were the life lesson for those encounters. Those encounters weren't their life lessons. So I kind of feel like you guys, to do an energy check-in here, you're taking a break because you may have recently come to the conclusion that it was never you attracting these toxic friendships, relationships, workplaces. It was the fact that you were the lesson, not the reciprocant to learn the lesson, if that makes sense. You were the teacher to teach the lesson. I feel like with the love and wisdom, a lot of you have picked this pile very much focusing on the love for self, okay? I feel like you're being very much guided by your grandmothers and your grandparents here. There's a lot of angel energy surrounding you when I look at this imagery. So I kind of feel like the love and wisdom is growing within you by taking a break from people, taking a break from relationships, taking a break from putting so much pressure on yourself to be something that you actually don't want to be or follow through with. I definitely feel like a lot of you love easy. You fall in love easy. Maybe this used to be past tense. And now that the love that you are heavily focused on is the love for yourself is sort of what I'm picking up energetically. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and pull some tarot, find out what people have realized about you. I'll call out some sign placements as the cards from the tarot cards pulled. So we're not doing reversals here. Someone wears a ring on their pinky finger. I can feel it. It's really weird. 2, 4, 5, 6. We were going to do 6 cards, but pile 1 wanted 7. Magician. A musician. I'm not a musician. I'm not a magician. I'm a musician. You'll know if you know. Wheel of Fortune, the world. Big energy, guys. 9 of Cups. What have people realized about our pile 3? The strength. 6 of Cups. The moon. 10 of Cups. A lot of life lessons here. A lot of big energy. What have people realized about you? It's not the best. Let's do that. What have people realized about you? Look, obviously the Magician is Taurus and Libra energy here. The Wheel of Fortune is linked with Sagittarius energy. The World is Capricorn. Knight of Cups is Scorpio, but also Leo. Libran energy. Leo is the Strength card here. The 6 of Cups is linked with Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio. The Moon is Pisces energy, and the 10 of Cups is linked with Pisces, but Mars in Pisces. So, what have people realized about you? I actually feel like there is this level of manifestation surrounding you. I actually feel like a lot of people, what they've realized about you, everything you touch seems to be turning to gold right now. Everything you've manifested for yourself. And with the Six of Cups showing up here, I can't help to think these are people from your past. So I feel like a lot of you always have had big dreams, or you've had dreams for success. And what people are realizing about you right now, pile number 3, is that everything you've ever dreamt of, everything you've ever wanted comes true. It might take some time, but it definitely comes true. You know, thinking back to the number 2, resourcefulness is also affiliated with the number 2, and so it is with the Magician, right? This tells me what people have realized about you is you're very resourceful. You could be a person who has nothing, but you always seem to find the resources to achieve everything that you want. What is going on out here? Don't wreck my mat. I got a new exercise mat and I've just rolled it out. So once I finish this reading, I'll start exercising. And the cats are rolling around on it. They're probably going to put holes in it, but whatever. Anyway, so you guys, sort of what people are realizing about you is you have a very strong willpower, sense of willpower, right? You work from a place of logic. You're very skillful. You're very intellectual. And because of this, it gives you a lot of power. So maybe what people thought of you was that you didn't have the willpower, you didn't really have the resources. So when they hear you talk about goals and dreams, they may have sat there and sort of ridiculed you in their mind, thinking, how is pile 3 going to achieve that? Like, they don't have this, they don't have that, they definitely have no self-control, but in fact you actually do. So I kind of feel like there's a lot of people chewing on their words, so to speak. So moving into the cards, the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's a very powerful energy. It's very powerful. It's also very positive, right? It kind of gives me the impression that what people have realized about you is that you are actually destined for great things. You have a tendency, or not a tendency, you seem to have a lot of good luck surrounding you. Maybe what people are realizing about you is that you are actually quite a lucky person. But in saying that, I would also have to acknowledge that you have put in a lot of work. But see this angel here, I kind of feel like what people could be realizing about you is like, you are very lucky, and maybe you are very spiritually guided, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about fate and fortune. And I feel like what people are realizing about you is that there is a lot of spiritual maybe protection around you, angelic protection as well. I also feel like people, what they're realizing about you is that your good luck and good fortune has come from you taking a chance on change, saying yes to things that may not have seemed right for you, but actually worked out to be the best decision you've ever made. I also feel with the Wheel of Fortune, it's my soulmate card. So I definitely feel like what people are sort of realizing about you at the moment is that you are a missed opportunity with the Six of Cups. Because there's 2 soulmate cards. So I kind of feel like there are people, what they've realized about you is you were a soulmate that they've missed an opportunity with. Now, I love seeing the World card here. This talks about success and somebody, you know, working hard towards their goals and achieving great success, right? So the World card to show up here sort of just gives me the impression that what people have realized about you is your ambitious nature has led you down the path of a great deal of success. And maybe a lot of you have acquired a lot of material objects that people never thought you would, like a car, a home, even like a certificate at school. But the World card is one that reiterates what people have realized about you is you're somebody who will keep moving towards something until you achieve success. Like, unless you accomplish it, you won't give up on it. And I feel like what people have realized about you is you will go the long haul. You will travel to places in order to obtain success. You will bring in a lot of change in order to achieve your goals and your dreams. You have no issue moving or relocating or ending connections if it's going to hold you back from achieving your goals and dreams. So I definitely feel like what people have realized about you is that when you say you're going to do something, you will do it. And it won't matter how long it takes you or whatever obstacles you've got to overcome to achieve it, you will achieve it, is what people are sort of realizing with the world. Now, the Knight of Cups, right, would indicate people, I don't know, maybe what they're realizing about you is that because you are, excuse me, I'm burping from my coffee. Because you are very like a go-getter, chasing goals and dreams, maybe what they're sort of realizing about you when they do have a minute to like get to know you, where they're not talking about work, that you are quite charming, right? You are quite graceful, you are quite artistic, you're kind of romantic, you're very attractive, like you don't mind to flirt. So this energy could be coming from people who only know you at work, but then when they meet you outside of work, they're like, well, power 3 is actually quite fun. Like they're actually really attractive. Maybe at work you got to wear a uniform that doesn't really accentuate your beauty or like your handsomeness. So naturally when these people, what they've realized about you, when they see you out and about, they're like, whoa, power 3 is like really something else, because you're not in a work mindset. So I think when you guys are at work, it's all work. And then when you're in a social setting, you're all social. So I feel like with the Knight of Cups, what people have realized about you is that you are quite fun to be around, to the point where they might even want to sweep you off your feet. I am hearing missed opportunity though. I keep picking that up. So I feel like what people are realizing about you is a missed opportunity with you romantically. Now this could kind of come from the Strength card a little bit. I feel like some people may have met you at times in your life where you had a lot on your plate, like you were overcoming some challenges put in front of you. You were sort of focused on overcoming maybe, you know, self-doubt or insecurities. So maybe you weren't showing that side of you, of that Knight of Cups. So what people are realizing about you is like you put all your energy and focus onto the areas of your life where there could be, you know, turmoil happening. So people might have realized that what you weren't not into them, it was just you had other things going on that needed your time and attention. So, you know, and I feel like there is this sense of nostalgia here with the Six of Cups. There are people from your past very much, you know, reflecting on who you were back then and who you are now, and maybe trying to understand why you behaved how you did, because it was to get you to where you are now. I also feel with the Strength card, what people have realized about you is you are quite courageous. You're very brave. You have this inner strength like no other. And that kind of tails straight back into the Wheel of Fortune, right? You guys make decisions and take action towards things that most people would never dare to dream of. Like I feel like you make big decisions for your goals and your dreams to come true. And I think what a lot of people are realizing at this point in time is you've always done the right thing, even though they may have thought you were like batshit crazy. That's not going to work. It does. Everything you manifest actually comes, everything you touch turns to gold. Everything you've ever wanted, you're actually acquiring, or at least this is what people are realizing about you. So the Six of Cups, okay, we sort of already touched on this a little bit, but yeah, I guess what people could be realizing about you is the fact that you're not a person for comfort. I think what people could realize about you, you work in environments best where you're uncomfortable. Like you're not a creature of comfort. You're a person who wants to be out and about. You're a person who's sort of always moving forward. You're not a person living in the past. You are a person who is all about forgiveness, and you are very sentimental, but at the same time, you're not a person who wants to remain stuck in the past. So I think even if people do you wrong, you still offer forgiveness, but you don't allow them back in your space. You don't allow them back in your energy. You sort of keep them at arm's length is what people are sort of noticing about you. Now, the moon kind of gives me the impression on the back end of that Six of Cups is that you do keep secrets from people. You don't overshare anymore, is what I think what people realize. You don't tell people what your goals and your dreams are anymore. And it probably comes from the constant ridicule, or the criticism, I should say, that you may have been subjected to when you would tell people what you were doing. So I feel like what people have realized is that you don't overshare anymore. You keep things very close to your chest. You keep your goals and your dreams close to your chest, even your lovers, even your relationships that might have a lot of meaning to you. Like, you've become very vague now. Before, you kind of would tell everyone everything. Maybe you had the expectation that you felt the expectation you had to tell everyone everything, where what people have realized is like they don't know anything what's going on in your life unless they're standing in front of you, right? So I feel like for a lot of you people, what they've realized about you is I don't know, like you don't overshare anymore, solely on the basis of not feeling the need to have to clarify and like dignify why you do what you do, or why you're going to do what you're doing. I don't know. I feel like maybe in the past, for some of you, you would overshare with people and their reaction would release fear within you. They would create some kind of anxiety because they would tell you it was the wrong thing or that won't work. So that would create an instability and insecurity. So I feel like what people are realizing about you is that they can't hinder your plans anymore because they don't know your plans. Your plans are very secretive now. They only find out what you're doing until you've reached your accomplishment, until you've succeeded. And I feel like a lot of people are sort of realizing that that is their own fault to have lost that kind of access to you, is what I feel with the moon there. But to finish a reading off here with the Ten of Cups, you know, it's one of the best cards to live in the deck, I should say. But I would say what people have realized about you is that, and again, off the back end of that energy, you're not oversharing with people, telling people everything you're doing anymore, because you're truly focusing on your own happiness. You're truly focusing on aligning everything you do to bring you happiness and that fulfillment, you know, that security within. So I kind of feel like maybe the message here is what people have realized about you is them always trying to project their like insecurities and their negativity on your life and on your decisions, that it's actually closed off access for them knowing what you're doing with your life until you've achieved it. So they're not a part of the journey anymore. They're not a part of that inner circle, is what I feel a lot of people are realizing about you right now. They're not knowing the information that they used to know about you until it's already happened. So they don't get to hear the ups and the downs. They don't get to hear about the journey anymore. They only hear about the winnings. So what you might actually find, pile through, you have a lot of jealous people around you now, because they're not learning about the downfalls. They're only hearing about the success. So just be mindful of that, because that can unfold in a very negative way. But yeah, I kind of feel like with the Ten of Cups, what people are realizing about you is you're definitely somebody who is putting their happiness at the forefront. You're only focusing on harmonious relationships. You're only focused on sharing information that is going to ensure harmonious energy is coming towards you. So it's sort of like if people know your business, then they can start, you know, manifesting negative things to unfold from that, as opposed to positive energy. So people can't impact your manifestations if they don't know what they are, right? Anyway, that is what I have for you guys. Let me know down in the comments how you felt with that read, and I'll see you next time. Bye.